fonctions de la Commission doivent y assister à un régime de contrôle d'exportation, un renforcement des zones exemplaires nucléaires librement consenties dans d'autres régions du monde représente également des avancées essentielles. Dans le cadre du TNP, à cet égard, nous sommes favorables à la mise en place d'une zone effectivement vérifiable et libérée des armes de destruction massive de leurs vecteurs au Moyen-Orient. Nous encourageons tous les efforts visant à développer une entente au plan régional sur ce projet avec la participation de toutes les parties intéressées.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pierre Maudet, for your wonderful words of welcome, and I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the city of Geneva and all the city employees and staff, and especially the international section, for laying out the red carpet for all of us here on the occasion of the review conference preparatory committee, which is being held in the United Nations European headquarters. The importance of NPT is something that every one of you here knows, so I will not mention it. But general understanding in Hiroshima and elsewhere is that peace is so closely related to human rights that, in a sense, it is quite appropriate that the human rights events and the period are occurring right now in Geneva, because everybody knows that war, and especially the use of nuclear weapons in it, is the ultimate violation of human rights. And I do not really have to tell you what human rights really mean, but in the words of the signers of the Declaration of Independence in the United States, and I'm sorry to quote an American document in Europe, but since I was educated in the United States and spent so much time educating American young people in the right course, I think I have the right to quote an American document. But within the Declaration of Independence, it is an inalienable rights, which is basically the human rights, for everybody to be able to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And in the Japanese law, the pursuit of happiness is translated into welfare. And basically that's what human rights is all about. And in order for us to continue our struggle so that every single human being on this earth enjoy the human rights that are accorded to all of us, I think we really need time. Time to be able to work toward realizing the full potential of human rights, as well as to get rid of other important problems such as global warming and hunger and poverty. One thing we really have to do is to abolish nuclear weapons, because as you can see in the American presidential debate, that respected politicians even today get away with saying that nuclear weapons have their place in international politics. Or they can even get away with hinting or even openly declaring that it is their right. And I should add, it is not human rights, but right of somebody to be able to use nuclear weapons on human beings. So it is incumbent upon us to work together, through this NPT Prep Conference and many other activities which Mayors for Peace has been advocating, to create time. Well, if you really have difficulty in saying creating time, which only God can do, well, let us say buy time, so that we can address all these problems. Buying time means that we get rid of nuclear weapons so that they will not be used within a few years. And for that purpose, I again would like to thank Geneva, for working with us, and on many occasions, they're taking the leadership role in our struggle to abolish nuclear weapons. And especially I would like to thank Geneva, just as Mr. Mode mentioned, in 2003, when we launched our program of 2020 Vision, by which we aim at eliminating all nuclear weapons by 2020, Geneva was the gracious host for all of us. And the success we have been able to achieve so far owes, well, a great deal to the city of Geneva and goodwill of Geneva citizens. And together, with the 2,200 member cities and their citizens, and also the majority of the people who live in urban areas right now, through the organization of UCLJ, United Cities and Local Governments, which endorsed the program, I am confident that we can accomplish our goal of eliminating all nuclear weapons by 2020. And for that, this PrepCom is extremely important. And by the way, I'm really pleased to say that the meeting began promptly on time to a second, thanks to the Swiss watch, which is clicking time in the assembly hall. And I will not try to sell Japanese watches instead of Swiss watches. I even have a Swiss watch myself. But anyway, if I may, I'd like to ask the ambassador, chairman of this PrepCom, to just acknowledge just how he has managed to open this meeting. And also, I would like to hear that he is confident that the end result of this preparation committee will be a wonderful one. So thank you very much again, and I hope that we make a promise that we work together for the common goal. So thank you very much.